and training camp is just how many weeks away now?
Training camp, I believe it starts in 2 weeks.
Okay. So that's gonna be something we can talk about next week about some people we're expecting to see break out or hoping to see break out into next week. But for now, it's still kind of a slow news cycle, and the guy on everybody's mind is still Dalvin Cook. And this news kind of broke. I think it was over the weekend, it may have been Sunday even, that it looks like the Dolphins are no longer favorites to sign Dalvin Cook, that the Jets are now actually favorites to sign Dalvin Cook after it was talked about how Dalvin Cook did not like the contract offer from Miami Dolphins. We don't have an actual official number on what that is yet, but Donovan, it was looking very likely that the Dolphins were going to end up getting Dalvin Cook, and now it looks like he's going to AFC East rival, the Jets. We always thought it was going to be somewhere within the AFC East, but now it actually
So,
looks like that it's going to end up being the New York Jets.
so the thing is with that, it's weird, right? So no one's really said anything about like, okay, the Jets have made an offer, the Jets have brought him in for a visit. None of that. It's literally just been, okay, the Dolphins made their offer and it's not big enough. It's not a big enough offer for what Dalvin Cook wants right now. We haven't heard of any other team really offer him a contract, let alone the Jets. So it's really just the betting odds of like people assuming it's the Jets. It could very well be Dalvin Cook's own team being like, "Hey, we'll go to your rival, the Jets, if you don't want to step up your contract or your the money in your contract." And that could be so one thing as well. That's why the betting odds have flip flopped, and that's why everybody's saying, "Okay, Dalvin Cook's going to be going to the Jets. Brees Hall is coming off that knee injury. It makes sense." But to me, it still doesn't make sense because Brees Hall is on track to start Week 1. He is coming off a significant knee injury, but Dalvin has said that he wants to start and get significant touches in an offense. And, I could definitely see that happening in Miami. I don't see how you take, snaps away from Brees Hall if he is 100%.
That is definitely a good point, and I think that the Dolphins have the biggest opportunity to guarantee him touches. Now, the Dolphins, if let's say we don't get him, I do feel very comfortable with the guys we have on the squad already going into the season. We didn't see a lot from him last year, but look to see some play calling differences, go more run heavy. And while I do want Dalvin Cook, there's just been this little nagging feeling in the back of my head, kind of similar to like with Damian Lillard with the Heat. Just the longer it goes without getting him, the more I'm talking myself into this just isn't happening. Especially with somebody with Dalvin Cook, who he is a free agent. He can go wherever he wants. The Jets have more money to spend. Yes, he's probably going to get a decreased role. But if he goes to the Jets, maybe we have a hard time admitting it. The Jets are going to be, can, and very well can be a legitimate playoff team, a team that can be see fighting for that probably that seven seed, maybe even the 6th seed. I'm getting so sick and tired of talking about Dalvin Cook. Like at one point, it was so positive. It looked like we were right there. It looked like just a formality that we're going to end up signing him. And here we are. Like I'm sure you guys, even listening in, are tired of hearing this because it was so bright, it was so bubbly, it was this high expectation. Like we're about to sign Dalvin Cook, and then it's dragging and dragging, and a month's gone by now, and now it looks like he's going to our rival. And man, I've just grown so sick of the Dalvin Cook talk.
Yeah, bro, I'm right there with you. It's
It'll kind
so
of ruin it if we actually do
overwhelming.
sign him.
No, I mean, I'm getting tired of it. It's like the whole like Deshaun Watson trade rumors. Like it when we were trying to trade for him, it became so overwhelming that it's like, okay, I really don't do even want him anymore? Like all the stuff that really just comes with him and the the media and everything else. And given it's calmed down a lot, but no one really talks about Cleveland because Cleveland's Cleveland.
It's Cleveland.
But
They're nothing worth talking about over there. Been there multiple times.
but yeah, it's like dude, it's just annoying. And they given there's very little things to talk about in football right now in the NFL. So Dalvin Cook, you know, coming out with all these rumors of Jets, Dolphins, Patriots wanting to team up with D Hop, him and D Hop in Miami.
Oh my gosh,
Imagine,
I think that'd be the only thing that could turn this around, and I'd be like super overjoyed is if we went all the way over and got
bro.
D Hop, because if we do sign Dalvin Cook, I'd still be happy. But like it's just been so mentally taxing. It really only has been like 5 or 6 weeks. But like remember when those
Yeah,
murmurs first started coming out that he might be traded, he might be released, and we're like, is that really true? And then you
yeah.
start putting everything together. Like, wait a minute, we have a spot open that we could have a dominant RB1. He's from down here. There's just a few things that make sense that line up, and then it actually happens. He gets cut. The Dolphins are either first or second favorites for the longest time, and then they finally emerge to that first spot. And I sat here on this stupid mic talking about how it's basically done. And here we are 6 weeks later and just continuing. This is the
Hmm.
only thing relevant in the Dolphins news cycle, so like we kind of have to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't think it's going to happen. At this point, I think he's going to end up a Jet.
I still am thinking that it's going to be the Dolphins for the reasons that I said earlier. Like the Dolphins are the only team that have been rumored to offer him a contract. And now, yeah, the contract isn't significant enough, and the Dolphins haven't really budged from where they are at.
What do you
But
think that
the
contract
long,
is?
I think it's probably 1 year, like 7 million,
See, I was
maybe
actually thinking it
six.
was. I'm thinking it's a little
I'm
less than that. I'm thinking it's like a 1 year, $4 or $5 million contract.
I'm thinking it's probably somewhere around 6 or 7. Like I don't think the Dolphins would disrespect him by offering him the same contract, basically that Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson Jr. already have on the team, which they both have 2 year, $8 million deals. So offering him where he gets the same or just more than them, I find that I don't think that they would disrespect him like that. Um,
But if you look at the Dolphins' cap space situation, there's not a lot of wiggle room. The Jets have, I think,
yeah.
$20 to $21 million available. We have, I think, 13. Whatever we ended up getting for Byron Jones, I think that's the actual number that we have.
We have 12.64 or
So
something like that.
basically around what we
It,
got for Byron.
I'm remembering seeing 12.64. I'm not sure if that's our exact number, but
Give or
it's
take
somewhere
around
around
13.
there.
Let's call it 13 to have a
We'll
solid
just
number in
call it,
there.
yeah, 13 solid number. But remember, we're also 30 million over the cap next year already.
Yeah, so do you
So
really want to give a running back who has shown injury issues? Do you want to give him that second year on top of that first year, which may be that issue that he's been referring to?
yeah, and maybe that's he doesn't want a 1 year contract. Maybe he doesn't want a prove it deal. He says that he's proved it already. Like why does he need to go and prove it again? Um, so I mean, it's hard to argue with that, but I still stand strong on. I think a good thing for both sides would be an incentive based contract. I said it on the last live 2 weeks ago. I'll say it again. Incentive based contract where he gets 5 million guaranteed up front. Here you go. And then 5 million based on playing time, yards, catches, touchdowns, everything.
What was the number in terms of on a scale of 1 to 100? What was the likelihood last week or 2 weeks ago that you said you thought he was going to sign with the team?
68.
No,
It was either 68 or 78.
you were in the 70s. You were in the you
Okay,
said
it was. I remember having an 8 at the end, so it was 78.
where you're at today.
Today I'm probably at like 61.
Ooh, okay, that is a very significant drop. So last week or 2 weeks ago, I believe I said 65. I think I said. Wait, what did I say? Do you remember?
You said you're somewhere in the 60s. I want to say you said a weird number. I think 67 was your number.
Let's call it 67. I flipped to 60%. I think he's going to the Jets. I fully believe at this point. Not fully. I fully
So you
flipped.
think it's 60-40?
No, because I think there's still a chance he signs with another team. I'd say, and I do
I
still think he's going to
I'd
stay
say
in the
that
AFC East. So I'd say probably 60% Jets, 30% Dolphins, and the rest they can split it between the Patriots and the Bills.
no, I don't think he's going to the Bills at all.
I don't think he is either, but
I think
I think it's gonna be
there's
somewhere
a
in there.
small chance. So I'm gonna stick with 61% for the Dolphins. I'm gonna say 30% the Jets, and then the rest of that he goes with D Hop to the Patriots.